Yeah, all lives matter, but right now, Black lives matter most because we are the ones that are going through the most stuff and the ones that can't just be freely because if we get a speeding ticket, we might die. Like, it's us that's the problem right now. So yeah, all lives matter, but right now, we're talking about Black lives matter, and we're not saying that all lives don't matter. We're saying Black lives is the point. Why? I don't understand why other races are like, but we matter too. Yes, you matter, but you better thank God that they're not out there killing your people.
Being a black person in America should not be a problem. Black lives matter. I encourage you guys to go around and to not let your voices go unheard, to tell everyone that your life matters. And if you're watching this as another race, to please look down in your hearts and to realize that we all came into this earth the same way, and we're all going to leave this earth the same way. There is not a different burial place for black people versus white people. There is not another heaven for black people versus white people. God loves everyone equally.
And in the social media era, we see like firsthand like what happened. Like, we see the video, we see the footage, and we still see that there is nothing being done about it, and that is wrong on so many different levels. I don't care what nobody says. People are out here trying to make excuses, trying to make, you know, like it seem like, oh, it's okay to shoot the black man. But at the end of the day, if the black man was unarmed, you should not have shot him. There's other ways to do it. You could have tased him. You could have even freaking shot him in the foot. But you shot to kill. Like, you shot the man multiple times, and that's wrong.
Now, despite what media says, what some news networks like to say, and what some radio stations like to say, Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist group. That is something completely made up to scare the majority of people that watch like news and media and things like that. What Black Lives Matter is literally Black Americans saying, hey guys, don't forget about us. Our lives matter too. Please stop killing us. We have families, we have lives, we have jobs, we have friends. We are people too, and our lives matter too. That's literally all it is.
We're worthless because I have a little bit more melanin. I don't get to make the same social choices as comfortably because I fill in that little bubble that says black or African American. You can benefit off of having a Beyonce or an Oprah or a Jay-Z, but when it comes to the people who are making you millions, we are devalued.
Channel went out plenty of times, but I've spoken about it on my channel before. And you guys know, like, being an African American woman, this hits close to home. So for me, you know, I grew up in an African American household. I was instilled in values that we're supposed to, you know, do the right thing. We're supposed to help our neighbor and help each other. And ever since African Americans were brought to America, or stolen from Africa and brought to America, it's been a struggle for us. And, you know, from slavery to civil rights to now police brutality, we have just been like thrown under the bus constantly. And being in the social media era, we see like firsthand like what happened. Like, we see the video, we see the footage, and we still see that there is nothing being done about it, and that is wrong on so many different levels. I don't care what nobody says. People are out here trying to make excuses, trying to make, you know, like it seem like, oh, it's okay to shoot the black man. But at the end of the day, if the black man was unarmed, you should not have shot him. There's other ways to do it. You could have tased him. You could have even freaking shot him in the foot. But you shot to kill. Like, you shot the man multiple times, and that's wrong. If it was a white man, or if it was anybody else, you would not have shot him. I've seen instances when white people have seriously like killed multiple people, mass shootings, like went in schools and shot up kids and stuff, and they still come out alive and get arrested and get to go to trial. But if it's a black man, you just shoot him dead. That's wrong. a lot of people lack sympathy and they lack any type of common sense, it seems, to think that it's okay to just kill an innocent person, especially if they're unarmed. Like, it's not okay. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're just like a person on the street. Like, it's not okay to kill anyone. And I've always been about peace and more on the Martin Luther King side than by any means necessary, you know, the Malcolm X side. But you have to understand that people are getting angry, and rightfully angry. And I don't want, like, 2 years from now, America to be a freaking war zone because of everything that is going on. And to my black men, you have to start respecting your women. You have to start uplifting your women and stop tearing them down, because the things that I see is just pure foolery and ignorance. The black woman, the dark-skinned black woman, is the most hated woman in the world, and y'all treat that woman with so much disrespect when they do, and all we do is hold y'all down, and all y'all do is tear us down. So if you're a black man watching this, you need to get it together. You need to understand that I'm sure you was not raised that way. And obviously things cannot be changed overnight, but speaking out, if you have a voice, speak out, and don't be afraid, because I know there's so many people that's like afraid to say anything on this subject. They're afraid to get hate. They're afraid to alienate their white friends. But if you know what's wrong from right, you're gonna stand for what's right. And at the end of the day, God will always save the righteous. So remember, just keep the hate away. Just, if anybody is hating, just keep it away, like, because they don't matter. So, the all lives matter doesn't make any sense. I don't know where that came from. People need to bury it in the ground. Obviously all lives matter, but all lives aren't being targeted. All lives are not being taken. Only black lives, well, not only, but mostly black lives are getting taken. And I have to worry about the people that I love, my family members. If I get pulled over, will they shoot me? Will they shoot my brother? Will they? Always remember that. Don't be afraid of anything. That's like the #1 rule in life. Do not be afraid.
Hey guys, Keisha here, and I want to first start off by saying how important it is to educate yourselves on racism in America, as well as racism as it occurs all around the world. As I sit here and I reflect back to my childhood years, it's crazy how I grew up having to ask my parents, my grandparents, my aunts and my uncles, how it was for them to grow up being judged solely off the color of their skin. I remember I used to think that I was privileged. I was privileged because I was able to go to the same school systems, attend the same churches, go to the same social events, attend the same playgrounds as my counterparts. And now that I'm older and I'm wiser and I'm way more mature to understand what's going on around me, I was never privileged. I was always still a black girl in America. In the eyes of America, I'm a nobody. And I pay my taxes just like my counterparts. I give my blood just like my counterparts. I obey the law just like my counterparts, and still that is not good enough. Today in America, my sisters and my brothers are being ripped away from their families, their friends, and their loved ones too young, too soon. It's crazy how much this has created such an uproar in the community now, but we're not even aware of the things that have been going on for years now that social media is way more prevalent. It's sad, it's unfortunate, because I have to wake up, call my father and make sure that he's alive because a police officer didn't stop him on his way to work and decide to kill him. I gotta make sure I educate my brother on the importance of not sagging his pants, to be at the right place at the right time, to not wear a hood on his head, especially not late at night. I gotta remind him that you are black, you're in America, that's a problem. And it's so sad for me, because what if I am going to wake up one day and see my brother as a hashtag, and then I have to explain to my niece that her father is gone because he looks just like her. And I know to prepare myself for the worst, because the worst is yet to come, over and over and over and over again. That's why I hope that now is the time for us to really change, that we see that the marches are not working, The protests are not working. Social media posts are not working. Us meeting up at our churches are not working. We need to find something that is going to really encourage everyone to get out there and to fight for Black lives. God loves everyone equally. We're all his kids. Not one race is preferred over the other. And you guys, we need to stop this madness before America turns into a war zone against the races. I know some of you guys are looking up like, what can I do to help? What can my voice do to change anything? Trust me, you are not alone. There are so many people, thousands, millions of people who are standing behind you, fighting for the same thing. For one thing, for Black people to be treated fairly. The Pledge of Allegiance that this country stands by says liberty and justice for all. So it's time that America makes a change and gives us that well-deserved justice.
And no, we're not celebrities, but we are YouTubers, and we are Black YouTubers. So our audience is majority Black. So I feel that it's important to be aware and let our viewers know that and stuff like that. So I feel that no matter how big your platform is, you should, address the situation and speak on the situation, because you never know who's watching and you never know who you can make understand really what's going on in this world and really how much of a tragedy it is that's going on. And last week we were in California and all that stuff was going on. So we kind of had like our trip going on and all that stuff, but we still knew what was going on in the world, and we were still tweeting and we were still making Instagram posts. But now it's time to make a video, because sometimes that's just not enough and you can't be scared to speak up. Okay, so for starters, it's terrible what's going on, and it's terrible that it's continuing to go along. Like, it's terrible that these officers are getting away with killing our people. Like, it's starting to become like, sadly to say, it's starting to become like the norm for this to happen, and all people are doing are just like reaching for their ID and getting shot. Like, I was watching the video where the guy was just reaching for his ID, and his girlfriend and the baby in the backseat had to watch him sit there and die. And to make matters worse, the girlfriend, it's so sad that you have to record stuff when your boyfriend is sitting there dying. Like, she had to record it just for that her story can be justified, because if she didn't record, who knows how they would twist it, how they would do this and that. And then the fact that they put her in handcuffs and separated her from the baby in a different car and everything, that is just crazy. And that's crazy to me that every time I see a police, or if I'm around police, I get nervous because I'm Black. Or if I get pulled over for a speeding ticket, I have to freaking press record on my camera just in case something goes down. Like, that's insane that you're scared, that our Black people get nervous around cops when they're supposed to be like the safety thing. And it's crazy how like cops use our color of skin to judge us. And by that, I mean, like, when they're just randomly shooting because they think somebody's about to do something crazy, and they think they're only about to do something crazy based on their appearance, and they think, oh, they're a thug or something. No, not everybody is a thug. Not every Black person is a thug. And that's crazy that these white cops are just killing people for no reason. And if you're scared, for the white cops, if you're scared, use something else. You don't have to freaking kill them. Like, what? And after you shoot them once, you don't keep shooting them. Like, these white officers are really taking it overboard, and I'm tired of them getting away with it. And that's why the protests are happening here in Atlanta. It's amazing that these protests are taking place. And I wasn't able to participate in it because I wasn't in Atlanta. But you know what is crazy? That it really went through my mind when my cousin told me she wanted to protest. I really had fear in my heart that something would happen to her because these cops are crazy. Like, that's in this peaceful protest. Nothing should happen to nobody. Nobody should get arrested for just standing up for what they believe in. Like, it's just crazy to me what's going on in the world and how is it happening. I was watching Dr. Omar Johnson's video on the Breakfast Club, his interview, and I suggest that you guys go watch it. Like, it is just amazing how he's talking about the topic and everything. Like, he really hits the marks on the important things that we need to realize. So I suggest you look that up, guys. It's on the Breakfast Club, Dr. Omar Johnson. But this is just absurd. And a lot of us, like, you know, some people aren't aware and some people doesn't really hit their heart because it's not like their family member or something. But just thinking about like this, that could be anyone. Like, you're black, I'm black, your dad's black, your mom's black. Anybody could be in that situation, and you don't know who name is next, who's going to be the next hashtag. Like, it seems like that's what is going on. Like, who's next? Like, I don't understand on how these police officers, after they do that, they just get suspended. So you know what it does? It creates a norm throughout police officers that, oh, I can do this, I can get away with it, I can be suspended and still get money on leave and then come back once it all dies down and nothing's happening to these people. Because I bet you not, the minute somebody freaking shoots a white person, oh, they're going down. Like, they're going down. So it's just crazy. So I'm with all the protests. I'm with everybody like supporting black owned businesses. And that's another thing. Like, within our community, as black people, we are too competitive. We need to come together and support each other. And I hope you realize, I hope you guys see that that's what me and my friends are trying to do. I don't know if you noticed, but we're trying to help each other grow. We're supporting each other because, speaking with YouTube as it is, like, the black community, it's kind of like the real world. Like, we're not all the way up there, you know, with the white people. And it's like, we have to help each other grow, and we can't compete with each other. We need to come together just like every other race come together. And black people, to be real, it's not all together. Like, the stuff that makes us come together is when something crazy like this is going on, like Black Lives Matter. But we need to always come together, and we need to always support our own, and we need to always support black businesses. So you get what I'm saying, guys? So if you're watching this, please support your own. Not saying you can't support other people, but you need to support your own. It's already like so many other people like against us. We don't need to be against our own kind. No matter, we're saying Black Lives is the important one right now. Like, if you're not in the hashtag, like, we're not happy that we have this hashtag. Like, so why are you mad that we have a hashtag? We're sad that we have to create this Black Lives Matter because we should already matter. So, like, doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, be black, be proud, support your own. Black Lives Matter. Spread it, even if you just gotta tweet it, you know, Instagram it, like we tweet all this other stuff. Like, let's just get it out there. And it doesn't hurt. Like, just support your own, stand up for what you believe in, speak up, or it's never going to end.
Black Lives Matter, and I think people forget the most important part about that, is that Black Lives Matters too. We're not saying that we're more important than you. We're not saying that we want to be put on a pedestal. We want to be treated equally. I want to be able to go out and know that I'm going to be safe because there's people looking out to protect and serve, not control and patrol. It's crazy that I fear for kids that I haven't had yet, but I fear for the son that I may have in the future. That's insane. It's insane that people that I love have to fear for their life because their skin is a little bit deeper. But we've all been born, raised, educated, and chosen a life path. But for some reason, we're worthless because I have a little bit more melanin. I don't get to make the same social choices as comfortably because I feel in that little bubble that says black or African American. You can benefit off of having a Beyonce or an Oprah or a Jay-Z, but when it comes to the people who are making you millions, we are devalued. I shouldn't have to worry about going out at night and turning into a hashtag. I shouldn't have to worry about my loved one going out at night in fear that he's going to end up on the side of the road because there's some cop who's out with a chip on his shoulder. So for anyone who has lost someone through this movement or police brutality, my heart goes out to you because I understand the fear, but I know it's nowhere near what you've gone through. And I hope that anyone who is looking from the outside in, remember that all lives matter isn't helping anyone. Black Lives Matters too, and that's important.
So when people try and downplay what Black Lives Matter is, or they try to turn it into something hateful, it's really not. It's not a hate group against police, it's not a hate group against police officers or anything like that. It's literally us just saying, hey, don't forget that our lives are just as important as any other race's life. Yeah, there are some other groups that are going through struggles, and yeah, all lives do matter, but the fact is that people are forgetting that Black Lives Matter. They're forgetting about us. When you say all lives matter, that doesn't always include black lives. So it's seriously all it is. It's not us trying to condemn people or trying to kill people or start wars or race wars or whatever these crazy people are saying out there. It's literally us just trying to say, don't forget about our lives, and don't forget about our families, and don't forget about the things that we go through. Recently, I was in LA with my friend. Well, I moved to LA. Recently, my friends came to LA and we stopped by a store and we got followed the entire time. It was really annoying. 3 of us actually stepped out of the store just because it was just too much having somebody breathe down my neck when all I did was wanted to browse and look around. It completely turned me off from buying anything in the store. And what made it worse is that people that weren't of color walked into the store and they weren't followed at all. It was just really, really annoying. And I know some people like to say, oh, that doesn't happen, you're just paranoid, people don't get followed, blah, blah, blah. But it really does happen. Black Americans get racially profiled every single day. No matter where you grew up, no matter how you speak, no matter what you look like, no matter your hair texture, your skin complexion, everyone on the outside sees you as a Black American and tends to racially profile you in some sort of way. And with everything that's been going on, especially the events in Dallas, because that is my hometown, I'm from the Dallas area, it's just really disheartening, and I just know that I'm praying for better days, and I hope that you guys are praying for better days too. And if there's anything that you can do to help, if you want to donate, if you want to sign a petition, if you want to make a video, if you want to, even just tweeting. I know some people are saying like, a tweet doesn't help, a tweet doesn't do anything, but it raises awareness. And if you use your voice to speak out, your friends who may not understand exactly what Black Lives Matter is, they may look at your tweet and change their whole understanding. They may only see what the media says, and that's not true. So if you are able to speak up about it and say what it is, then definitely use your voice, because your voice will not go unheard.